so welcome to the Gigonometry February Showcase gig. We've just had the pleasure of an absolutely stunning performance from Aisling and Mick, aka Cut Once. So thank you, Aisling, and thank you, Mick, and thank you for surrounding me with your beautiful odours as well. Giorgio Armani, I think I am. I think my nose is telling me. So Aisling, where do you get the Giorgio Armani? Oh no, seriously. Tell us about Cut Once. Where does the name come from? Where does the band come from? What's the history of yourself and Mick and stuff?
Okay, the name comes from Mick, and the band comes from just a little bit of a mess in the studio, and he asked me to sing one of his tracks, and I said, okay, cool, I'll do it if you produce my album. So it was all mushed together, and we decided to...
Are we hearing serendipity here?
Yeah.
Could we use that word?
Yes, I like that word.
Excellent. And Mick, so you were kind of lounging around a recording studio, apparently earning a living, actually.
Yeah, well,
and then, had you got your eye on Aisling? Because I know Aisling has been involved in various other projects, and we'll talk about that in a while. But
yeah, I met Aisling through another band. God, 4 or 5 years ago now, I'd say. And then, as she said, I asked her to sing on some of my solo projects that I was doing, and then in return she asked me to produce her solo album or EP or whatever, and that's kind of where it came from.
Okay.
So we never really set out to actually form a group. It just kind of happened.
Okay, so pretty much just accidental. And the Cut Once thing, I was actually thinking about that name. Is it something from the studio or what?
No, it's a carpentry reference. Measure twice, go once. So I just like the sound of it. It's really ship, and there's no deep meaning to it, but I just like the shape of the words.
It's a great name because it had my curiosity aroused as to where to measure twice, cut once. Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard that expression?
No. But it makes sense from a chippy point of view.
I've heard of that expression.
Okay, make me feel. Yeah, I've noticed. So yeah, I mean, they say to fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. So it's kind of along those lines, Mick. Really, is that the kind of philosophy around the carpentry business?
Kind of, yeah.
Let's get back to music. Okay, so Aisling, you were singing in various other bands before, so just give us a brief backstory if you don't mind.
Yeah, I did a lot of pubs and weddings and all that kind of thing for years, but I played with a band called Katie Kim, Propeller Palm, Solar Taxi, a couple of back and singing jobs with other various bands and stuff, but I always wanted to do the electronic things, so it kind of happened by an accident, but really happy with it.
Oh, that's
really
fantastic.
enjoying it.
And obviously, Mick, you were saying you were a chippy earlier on in your life, and then you became kind of a head engineer in a recording studio. And were you always doodling around at home with electronics and stuff?
I was a DJ from when I was 14, I'd say. And the only reason I went to college was to learn how to make electronic music, and then I kind of got the bug for the engineering side of things. So I never really set out to be an engineer, but it just happened.
Okay, well, it's great if you can kind of pay the bills with the day job and do something you absolutely love as well.
Exactly.
And some people mentioned kind of an early Massive Attack sort of a sound, but is there any particular inspiration for either of you?
I'm actually really happy with that statement, by the way.
Of course.
No, I am big time,
Who wouldn't be?
No, we didn't.
I'm a big Depeche Mode fan.
Okay.
So I'd be kind of Depeche Mode, that 80s kind of synth music would be my thing. Yeah. And then Ashes, she can tell you, but
I'm a bit
comes
of
from
a Nirvana head, but I'm a bit of a Portis head and Massive Attack and Staple Sisters kind of a buzz going on. So we just kind of amalgamated the whole thing together, and hopefully it works.
Yeah. And tell me, because we only heard about you maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, but how long have you actually been performing together as Cut Once?
We released our first song in March of last year, and we started gigging in June or July, I think. It was our first gig, so
Okay.
So we're relatively new.
Relatively new on the scene, which is great, but it's gone quite well for you, and you're picking up a nice bit of attention. I know last week you played at the last mixtape,
that's right.
I don't know, is it second anniversary gig or something like that in the Odessa? I'd say that was a whopping night, a sold out show, and it
really, really good.
Yeah, it was lovely actually. Stephen is a little doll, but it was great. It was such an amazing night, and lots of people were there, and just few drinks, really chilled out, and
absolutely. I'd say you like that, Aisling, do you?
Yeah.
You'd
never guess.
No, but you were saying.
You'd never guess. Thanks, Dave.
But singing is just in you, isn't it? You were saying you could sing every night of the week. You just love performing. How was the gig upstairs for you?
I loved it actually. It was great, really good. Like I said, every day.
Yeah.
Give me a time, I'll be there. It's great.
But the Workman's does really put on a superb
No, it was great.
sound,
it was really
doesn't
good.
I was saying the to date, the best gig we've done was the last Workman show as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really good venue to play. Yeah.
So listen, just fast forwarding ever so slightly to what's coming up. So any particular plans you want to tell us about for the rest of the year, or even in the immediate future?
We've a gig next Friday, in the Generator Hostel.
Check your calendars, folks.
Yeah. And then we've a gig on the 24th in Galway for Moxygen, I think. And then we just need to get writing some new. We're going to put out a new track the end of this month, and then we just need to get back in the studio and make some new music.
Okay, and you've got some pretty funky videos up there online as well. Where do you get those made, and how did they come about?
Yeah, I'll leave that story.
Yeah, okay. That's a good friend of mine, long story, Tristan. He directed the 2 videos. His housemate teaches kids how to dance, hence all the dancers, so it was all kind of, and it just happened, but it's great.
It all worked. It was like, okay.
Really nice. When I looked at it first, I was going, God, I didn't think they looked like that, but of course, about 2 minutes in, I realised that's not them, that's not them at all. And then you kind of floated in from the side or something, like some sort of a weird angel or something like that.
Weird angel.
And I have to say, Mick, for an electronic duo, you really did bring quite an impressive amount of gear with you tonight. So you're a man who really does kind of do it old style. You really want to play instrument on stage and do it live.
We did say that when we started, that we didn't want to just. It could easily just play backing tracks, but I wouldn't feel comfortable if I wasn't challenged, I think so. Yeah. So I'm probably doing at times a little bit too much, but it keeps us on our toes,
You may as well not do it if you're just going to be playing backing tracks all the time. It's just no point.
Yeah, I think from an audience point of view, it makes such a big difference when you see people are actually really working hard and being very energised and stuff like that.
Though it's more enjoyable and it's more.
It makes each set different as well,
Yeah, it's very rocking. It's like you have to be on your toes and you have to do it, and it's a challenge, like Mick says. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I thought as well, because we had a bit of fun earlier on, we found a flute stand. I thought you were going to be playing flute as well on stage. In fact, it's right there in front of us. Shall we show you the flute stand? We were wondering what this was, folks, and then Mick realised it's a flute stand. So we've had quite a bit of fun with that, haven't we, Aisling, earlier on? But we'll leave that. Edit that piece there, please, if you don't mind. Aisling, I give you the flute stand.
Thank you so much. My little trophy. my little Grammy. Thank you.
Exactly.
Do
what you will, but absolutely. I'm sure it'll find a home in the bathroom or something like that. So listen, I'd love to talk to you much more, but we've kind of run out of time. So Cut Once, Mick and Aisling, thank you so much for performing with us tonight and for being so brilliant and such super people as well. And the best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much for having us.